Hi all, I'm Jeanette Keynes from Jewelry Arts Inc. I'm going to show you today a few tips about using my Essential Cleanup Kit pretty much in pro mode, the way that I use it. I'm going to show you a little cleanup technique that I use a lot. Now, the wheels that I'm going to use are from my Essentials Polishing Kit. These are the wheels I use most often. These are like my go-tos for, a good, I'm sure, 80% of what I'm doing. So what we're gonna use today is these little white knife edge wheels, right? You see they come to that real skinny edge and they get into little spaces. Excellent. That's when they're brand new. After you use them for a little while, they start to wear down and you get shapes like this. But guess what? These are amazing because you actually don't just want that one really new knife edgy wheel, because that's not going to be the right shape for a lot of things. So for me, I have like a whole collection of partially worn ones, because you kind of look at where you need to clean up. You look at the shapes you have. I mean, I don't have it sitting right here, but I've got like a bucket of, partially used ones. It is a bucket. And you just look and see which one has the right width, the right shape to get in there. So, I keep buying new ones just to start off when I need a really sharp edge, but these partially used ones are in certain ways often even more useful. Because I did this little repair right here. I went through a couple times when I was lining, got a little too excited, and I just wanted to patch it a little bit. I added a little bit of metal and a little bit of solder. Now, the truth is, this side's gonna be on the inside. No one's ever gonna see this. But I'm being a little OCD and I'm gonna clean it up a little bit anyway because I'm OCD. So I looked at this curve and this spot right here, and I'm like, if I needed to clean that up, what would I want? The width for that, you know what I mean? This is gonna get in there beautifully. So when wheels are brand new and shiny, like that's great and very useful, but they get a whole other thing going on after you've used them a little bit, and they become actually much more useful and much more versatile. There you go. So you remember, whenever you use a flex shaft, you want your arms really resting very comfortably on the table. So also, it may be if Alexis could get a little close up. You see why I chose this wheel? How that really fits that area. And I'm just gonna stroke it a little bit, you know what I mean? Just that same peeling a carrot motion that I use for most of my cleanup. Let me just bend this corner down so that it doesn't poke me. There we go. You see how it's just getting in there exactly where I want it to go? That's why I love these wheels, because they actually sort of get better after they're not brand new, which not a whole lot of things do that. I don't know about everybody else's life experience, but that has not been mine. So I'm not done, but you see what I mean? How I've just sort of shaved a little bit off that top, and then I'm gonna shift it a little bit. You see what I mean? Like, I'm gonna do a little more, but this is like just the right size, just the right width. And basically you just keep using these till they've worn down to absolutely nothing. And that way you gradually get a collection of all these different like shapes and widths that are super useful to get into all that kinds of little bits. So if you wanna watch me do a little bit more, I will. But basically, that's what I'm trying to tell you, is that a brand new wheel is a beautiful thing, but a partially used wheel can sometimes be way more useful. So Alexis just asked me a great question, which was, well, do you ever deliberately grind it down into shapes? Yes, you can. You can use an old file and shape it against here, but remember, it's going to blow up all kinds of like crap. Make sure to have your mask on, etc., etc. But I actually almost never do. What I find is that as long as you keep all your wheels in one spot, in a bucket like mine, all I have to do is look in there and I can find one that's the right. I mean, yes, maybe if you've just gotten your wheels and you've never used them before, maybe you'll have to do that. But usually just as a little bit of time goes by and you have wheels in various stages of use, you know, I actually can't remember the last time I actually got a file out and did it. But yes, you can do that if you need to.
Thanks.
Well, here's my bucket, which most of my wheels are just laying in. And I know most people think it's like way better and more tidy to have like little holes and have them sitting up. And I mean, that's beautiful and gorgeous, but I'm not gonna lie to you, I find the bucket really helpful because I just, in a second, I look down and I go like, oh, you know, that used to be one of the white cylinder wheels, and like, look at the shape I have now. There's gonna be something I need to do that is gonna be absolutely perfect for. So you can see I have like brand new ones and many, many stages of gradual use. So low tech, but effective.